Hi, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to Etta, Arlene Spiritcast. If you're new to this podcast, we talk about all things related to mindfulness, magic, astrology, tarot, Reiki, meditation, anything in that realm. In today's episode, we're going to keep talking about astrology, but today we're going to talk about astrocartography, which is really cool. And to sum it up really quickly, it basically pulls up your astrological chart and it shows you places in the world that are influenced by the chart or the planets, from when you were born, and it shows you what energies are in store for you in those locations. It's really cool. I'm really excited to talk about it. Before we get into it, do you want to tell them where they can find us at?
So you can follow us over on Twitter at edpro_pgh. We tweet a lot. You can follow us on Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, TikTok, Facebook, all at Etta Arlene. We do post a lot on Instagram as well. Facebook, we're still trying to figure that out, but eventually we'll get better.
I just don't use Facebook,
No, we're not Facebook users, so whatever.
Give us a break.
Give us a break, people. But we do appreciate the however many are on Facebook. We appreciate you. Thank you. But
yeah.
We also post Reiki-infused videos to YouTube almost every single day. So you can go over there and follow us and give us a like. We also send Reiki out to everybody on our email list once a month. So you can go to our website, etterlane.com, and sign up to receive that Reiki. Did I forget any? Oh, Patreon. If you want us to help support us monetarily and don't know how, become a patron.
Oh, what have you been up to anything lately? Any magical learnings?
Oh, I was about to say I'm in savage mode. But, yeah, I have been reading, actually, The Course in Miracles. Mm-hmm. I picked that ditty up again. Sometimes when I go to read the more in-depth books, I can only do it in small batches. So I'm back around on that. And I am currently reading, what's his name? Goodness gracious, my phone's not in my hand.
John Holland?
I'm reading the John Holland Psychic Navigator right now as well. So I'm bouncing between those two babies right now.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm still working through Spirit Speaks. I don't know. I got distracted and picked up this candle magic book. I don't know if I learned anything new, but I enjoyed it, And then I put down that shaman book for a little bit just because I have a lot going on and I don't think I'm in a space to journey at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather wait until I get into my new place. We're moving, get into my new place, get the energy right, that kind of thing. Yeah, I've also been really distracted with our oracle cards that we're making.
Oh, we're talking about that now.
Should we?
Sure, why not? We're secretly working on a amazing oracle deck. Everybody, let's get a nice clap from wherever you're at. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna have pre-orders for it soon, as soon as we get the prints back and everything. But that's been really consuming a lot of my time, I feel like.
Yeah, certainly. And we're working on our new book, so we've been pretty tied up with both of those secret projects that we just disclosed. So
yeah, well, they should be coming out. I think they'll be ready in a couple weeks. So
yeah, probably within 2 or 3 weeks, right? I don't know. We're not going to put a timeline on it, but soon.
Yeah, no timeline. They'll come out when they're meant to, but soon. I mean, we're going to do pre-orders for all of it. The book might be have pre-orders available before the cards, I would say, because we're waiting for the prints to come back for the cards. So that turnaround time, I think, is a little longer than the book. Could be wrong. Who knows? It might surprise you. It might be the cards.
You might get two. You might get the cards first. You might get another book. Who knows? We're going to have stuff out, though. So keep a lookout. Follow us so you can see when we do release the pre-orders for all of our new, hot, amazing things.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's all I got before we get into astrocartography. I think my brain's more on astrocartography right now than anything else. Regards to this podcast. It's
interesting. It is extremely interesting. We're not astronomers, astrologers, or astrocartographers, and this stuff intrigues me a lot. This is something I would get into when I have more time.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be my next big thing. Because I feel like right now, yeah, I'm still on the inner journey, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows what this year is gonna bring? Or next couple weeks. We'll see. But let's get into the episode.
It's gonna be
Or
good.
ads first, then the episode.
Okay.
I just want to take a quick moment to invite everyone listening to check out our shop at ettarlene.com. If you like what we do, it is one of the most simple ways to support us. Plus, you will get some sweet handcrafted goods like our amazing 100% soy candles, which also come in our energy kits, such as Moonchild and Let That Shit Go. If you love our quotes, we have them available for print in a variety of formats, and of course, there's our book, pre-orders, and it is also the best place to go if you would like to book a Reiki session with us. All of this can be found at ettarlene.com and linked in the show notes.
All right, we're back. So now we're going to talk about astrocartography, also known as astrogeography. And you can go to astro.com if anybody wants to look it up. So you put in your birth chart information and it has a map and there's all these like lines and stuff on it. And what it is showing you is how the energies in different locations of the world will affect you. So it'll show you where you're most likely to find love, where you're most likely to find, success in business.
Wait, what's this website?
It's astro.com, okay?
Okay.
And it'll tell you where you're more likely to experience dark nights of the soul, but for your highest good, where you will have spiritual awakenings, all these, it just like literally everywhere. And it's interesting because have you ever noticed like people will, or anybody, have you ever noticed going somewhere like a different state or different country and some isn't right, or the other side where you're just in love with it so much? Like I don't like that where like, oh, I just don't like the vibe here, I want to go back home.
Yes. That comfortable feeling.
Yeah, that, or the flip where you're like, gosh, I could just like live here, like this is where I need to be. That could be because of the influence of your chart with the planets and where you would align astrologically speaking to like experience whatever you want to experience. I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
it can
it's
also
super cool.
tell you where like stuff about your past life. It's interesting.
Do you think, okay, so like I'm definitely going to look into this as soon as we're off this podcast, but do you think that depending on where certain places fall in this astrocartography, that could, you said past life, so that could indicate where you might have lived in a past life? Or do you think that like, how clear is that? Yeah,
so according to some of the astrologers that I found, they said that it represents where you had that past life experience. Depending on who you talk to, some people think it's just the karmic experience, but there is past life information there. So when you pull up your chart, there's gonna be like a shit ton of lines, and then there's like these dots on different locations. Sometimes they go through the ocean, but it's not saying you need to be in the ocean. It's saying like go closest to that. So then how you look at the map is, let's say you want to go somewhere, you click on that city, and then it'll tell you the energy that's being influenced. So the closer you are to specific lines is the type of energy you'll receive. And then if you're on the dot, that is like the dead, like that city in particular is where that event would most likely like flourish and go down. And some people say, like, if you think about places where you've always wanted to go, look at where that line is and what that means. And like, maybe that's something that you need. So like, I don't know, like, I want to go to Paris, but Paris for me has a lot of like festive energy, which can be like good and bad, but it's not a very chill place. That's not like where I would want to settle down. Or I could if I was fine with having life be really like festive. Like,
see, I love
like
that.
Shit happening. Not in a bad way, just like stuff.
If you feel it, like wherever you're drawn to go or visit or see is somewhere that, if you look at your chart, it's somewhere that you might need to be. or like there's a purpose to that, and like our vibes, our intuition is trying to guide us in that direction.
Even if it's in like, so like you could have Chiron and that's going to be like your, suffering, but that's because maybe there's some like healing that needs done and you're drawn to this location so that you can have that healing. It's like think Eat, Pray, Love. Like remember how she like traveled to India and,
yes.
Whatever. Like maybe theoretically like her chart had, that's where she would have her awakening at. Like maybe it was in the stars that's where it would happen. People always talk about how they go somewhere and have this like awakening, and it's never one place. Like sure, there's like stereotypical places, but like you hear about people who go to the mountains in like, Canada or like, random places or, South America, or they go these places and have profound spiritual experiences. Well, maybe that's because that's where they would have it according to their astrological charts. Now, people are so intense, they follow this. So there was this girl that I was listening to, and she's an astrologer, and she said she wanted to fall in love. So she moved to Texas where she would fall in love according to her chart. She did fall in love and got married. And then she decided she wanted her business to be successful. So she moved to California where it would, be easier for her to have financial success, and her business is thriving. So she like used the map to outline her life the way she wanted it. Then there was another girl that I was listening to who moved to, I forget what location it was, but it's where she would have a spiritual awakening because she's in the spirit business, and that's what she wanted to make sure she was channeling in for her like clients and stuff.
Astrology is so cool. It is so cool. It's light years away from me, but it is so cool. Like I came across this there's astrologers all over the place now, but I came across this one lady and she was like explaining things on YouTube and so on and so forth, and she was just giving like examples of like how to read your chart and blah blah blah, and they can get it so pinpoint down to when's a good year for you to take that action for something, like or Saturn return or whatever. Like you can map out your life that way as well. They can tell you the optimal time to start a business or to get married or to go to school. Like they can tell you exactly when that's going to happen in your life. It's like predictive.
It's so crazy.
Everybody goes to tarot. You know what I mean? Like I've seen everybody goes to tarot. Like I need to look at Oracle and tarot. But there's also so many other things that are translating the universe for you.
Yeah, it's almost, this is like feels like a hack or something,
And people still don't believe in it. It's something else.
Yeah. So we could talk about like what each one of them means too if you want. So let's say you have your chart up. If you go somewhere where your sun line is at, it's going to represent like yourself, your ego, and your identity. So when you're in parts of the world around that line, things will feel easy, comfortable, you'll be confident, and things will just flow, okay? So that's your sun. If you go to your moon, that's going to be emotion, subconscious. You're going to feel very, like, sensitive, very nurtured. You'll be very connected to your divine feminine. And then you'll really, like, learn a lot about yourself. Now, the moon energy has a little bit of the past life stuff, but it's in the nodes where we talk about past life. So if you go somewhere where Mercury line is, it means that it's like an intellect and communication. So it's going to be a place where you feel like you can really like express yourself, but it's like a really awesome place to go for intellectual pursuits. So let's say you were looking for colleges, go to college where your Mercury line is, and you'll be good. It'll be easy.
Yeah. It's hacking the universe. These are life hacks.
Yeah, yeah. Or if you want to have a new project idea and you need like people to jump on with you, like, or you're looking to get, like investors and stuff like that, they would say go to where your Mercury line is. Now, if you want to find love, you're going to go where Venus is. It's not just love you find in Venus. You find like really good friendships. When you go places where for Venus, you're going to feel like you're like the baddest bitch ever. Like you feel very like beautiful, and then money just like will come to you. It's really crazy. But the caveat with Venus is that you can become like too into the aesthetics, too like into like money and stuff like that. But you get really good friendships there, whether it be romance or good friendships. Funny thing about that Venus for me is that's another place you go that's like just easy breezy. Like, your sun sign, everything's easy breezy. That's how Venus would be. And we grew up learning Spanish, that stays with you. And I've always had an affinity for like South America, in general, and then like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, all that. And my Venus lines up directly with DR all the way down through South America.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And conveniently, one of our besties just is moving or has moved or is going to move to DR.
Yeah, isn't that funny? That's another thing we'll talk about when I finish this, but like some of the stuff that you like can correspond with this chart. So the fact that we grew up learning Spanish, it's always been with me, and that's where my Venus is, like that love is trippy.
So as soon as we get off of this podcast, I would like to pull up my chart, please. So we can do it. Mapped out for me.
Yeah, we can do it, definitely. So then Mars is going to be where you experience the most intensity. So it's a lot of masculine energy. So if you go somewhere where Mars is, it's going to be like really exciting and there's going to be a lot of passion, but there's also that combativeness. So that's also where, like, how do I think of it? I don't know if anybody's seen like Vicky Cristina Barcelona, but like think of that like passion and then the drama and all of that. Like that's what will happen if you go somewhere in Mars. It's going to be like just intense. So if you're looking for like fun and like in that way and you stay lighthearted and don't get mad at people too easily, like that can work. But like I said, you might also have the flip where you're not getting along with people depending on, how you're observing yourself. So Jupiter is abundance and prosperity. If you go somewhere where Jupiter is, that's where you find blessings, expansion, and overall success. So that's like where people will go when they want to start businesses, or like if they're working on business, they might go somewhere that would be conducive of that.
Anybody who finds this podcast needed this information because we're about to change their lives.
Yeah. I know. For me, like there's a lot of good places you can go, but I was more interested in the places that would trigger like a dark night, because I don't want to be on vacation and then be really like distraught the entire time.
Yeah.
Saturn is an example. If you go somewhere in Saturn, you're going to be really pushed and you're going to like push to grow, like uncomfortable. And you're going to learn a lot of lessons there. That could be a place you go if you're having a spiritual awakening. It'll be tough, but you're going to grow and expand. It's just going to really be like lessons in the face, slap in the face. But it's always for your highest good. It's just if that's what you're looking for. Like if you're looking to have relaxing without going off into like an existential crisis, don't go Saturn. Don't. Yeah. Uranus, people who go there, if you go on your line, that's your rebellious line. So even the most like relaxed people could go on their Venus line and just be like burn it down. They just like very like eccentric, open to change, like really festive. The only caveat with that is that you might not be as like productive because you'll feel very scattered. Yeah. So you might be really excited to be at that location and just want to see everything, but don't expect to have this like spiritual awakening or a rebirth. You're just going to go there and take in all the like cool shit. And that's I'm pretty sure that's where Paris is for me, which will make a lot of sense. Like a lot of sense. Just like funny, and something that's funny, Italy, in Rome in particular, my line said don't trust people.
That's a past life, man. Past life.
Because of the Rome thing. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's weird.
Wild.
So then Neptune is where mystics would go. So if you go somewhere that's like Neptune, it'll feel really like dreamlike, and it's very spiritual for you. So that doesn't mean it's a stereotypical place. Wherever you go that's on Neptune, you're going to draw in those spiritual experiences. It's so intense for you, that mystical feeling, that it can almost distort your perception of self.
Yeah. That's
the only thing you have to be careful for. Now, Pluto is where you go if you want a rebirth and transformation. It will be a lot of personal issues coming up. You'll definitely be facing your shadow, but you'll come back a new person, and it'll have like lasting growth overall. So it's like a one and done. You go there, get the healing, and then go somewhere fun. And then Chiron, so obviously that's going to be deep healing, healing of self and others. Some people say if you go to those locations, you cannot feel like an outsider. Like, if you ever go someplace and you just like can't sync up, you're like, it just isn't. It could be because of that line. And I was interested in those because I don't want to go somewhere where I feel like I'm an outsider.
Yeah.
So then you get into like your nodes. So your north node deals with your moon's orbit in relation to the Earth's orbit. So your north node's going to be fate and destiny. Your south node represents your karmic past. So wherever your south nodes are going to be your karmic past life stuff. And then wherever your north nodes are your fate and your destiny. You don't have to travel though to work with these types of energies. So what some astrologers will suggest is that if you're trying to harness certain energies from the planet using this astrological chart, that you could enjoy the cultures of those places, learn the language, take in the art, learn, read the books, stuff like that. And it'll trigger whatever that thing is that you're looking for. A spiritual awakening, say you want to feel more dreamy and mystical. Maybe you would find like authors or something in that area and read those books and see what happens. They also said if it comes to business, choose, like if you're working with different businesses, choose companies that might be near the lines that align with your success so you can have a successful business relationship with them. And then they also suggest making friends like online with people from certain regions to help get those energies. So let's say you're looking for, I don't know, like a lasting friendship. Maybe if you are open to like online, like, hanging out online and stuff like that, maybe look for somebody who's in a specific area to chat with online just to have a good friendship connection who's in your Venus line. And
interesting. I wonder if mine lines up with that because I have a lot of people in Cali.
Yeah. So that can also mean there's something that healing that Cali has for you.
Yeah.
So it could mean that they're giving you energy for like a rebirth if your Pluto's on there, or they're giving you healing energy from Chiron,
Yeah.
Anything like that. Business, there's something that and we do it naturally. So we don't have to like go out of our way to seek out this stuff that according to astrologers and stuff, some of the stuff that we have natural inclinations for line up with something that we're needing astrologically. Like, we were saying, like Spanish has always been very important to me, and I would thrive in South America and Dominican Republic. And that's something I had no clue about. I just like Spanish.
Yeah, our parents decided that for us.
Yeah, but like, how would they even know? Like, out of all the languages, Or, I like we were talking about Paris. Like, I really like, art. I really like that energy. And it's saying that if I was there, I would be completely taken back by like all the stuff. And it would be like really fun. Do I want to live there? No, it's saying don't. You'll just be scattered all the time. But do I believe I would be scattered in a place like that? 100%. Like 100.
Yeah. Also from the energy too.
Yeah, it's really trippy. Back to like the past life stuff, like having that weird past life experience and then having that show up as a place of the wounded warrior.
Yeah.
Like that is nothing's a coincidence.
No, nothing. It's crazy.
Nope, nothing. So
you piqued my interest today. So I'm going to be doing some deep dives into all this. And I'm excited.
Yeah. I think we should go look up your chart and, get out of here.
You guys should too. Let's deep dive together. All right.
Bye.
Bye.